intro it? Is this its own video? Does it go with the vlog?
Listen,
you have a lot of info to say.
Do you want to come be in the video?
Just saying, this is good yarn talk.
This is good yarn talk.
It'd be a shame to just have it sped up and no one hears the yarn talk.
There's the intro.
Yarn talk with Bella and Emily.
Welcome to BCC After Dark.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, there's this input off screen. JoJo is here. There's a cat. We're in Maine. We look like sea hags.
Not the hags.
And we're gonna just, I don't know if this is a podcast or what this is.
A little yarn chat.
A little yarn chat.
This is our, well, you know, for a while we've been doing virtual knit nights, so now we finally get to do a knit night together in the same state.
Yes, and we just spent a fair amount of time talking about our dog's toenails, so we got that out of the way. So
Don't
now,
have to hear that.
So now we can just talk about, you know, the other stuff.
The other stuff.
So, I'm working, oh my gracious. I'm working on it was supposed to be a flax sweater by Tin Can Knits, and then I just drastically did the sleeves wrong. Normally there's a little garter panel with like maybe, I don't know, 7-8 stitches on the top and garter, and then the rest is stuck in that. But I just somehow didn't do that. And realized now that I've completed the entire body of the sweater that my entire sleeve is in garter. So now we have garter sleeves. And we weighed our options, and that was just the best one. So, also I hate sleeves.
Your own take on the flax.
Also, this is Emily.
You guys.
She's been on here before.
Yeah, I am Emily of EML Fiber Arts on Instagram and my own podcast, A Rambling Yarn.
Yep, and this is not normally how my podcast works, but we're in Maine, so these are the rules.
Yeah.
What are you making?
I am currently making my September pair of socks, which are really just, it's a 3x1 ribbed sock. That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it simple because I am getting a little tired. I mean, I'll still love knitting the socks, but I'm feeling a little pressured by
Box of socks.
the box of socks. It's like, it's weighing on me, man. And I also figured that given the amount of months left in the year and the amount of people that I usually knit things for Christmas, I'm just gonna try to knock these out of the park and just basically call these my Christmas knits. So we'll just get
giving away socks.
I will be giving away socks because I figured if I'm going to knit things for Christmas for people anyways, I'm already knitting socks. I'm just going to kill two birds with one stone.
I guess that still counts.
So they'll be in the box.
What really boggles me is
I'll take a picture.
Well, not boggles, but the next level people who have a box of Christmas socks.
Nope.
That they only wear for Advent.
Nope.
25 pairs of socks, everyone.
Not me.
I don't have the time to make exclusively Christmas socks.
No, that will never be me. Also, I love Christmas, but I don't love Christmas-themed clothing. So I will not be the owner of 25 pairs of hand-knit Christmas-themed socks. I'm sorry.
Also, I didn't put the mic on, so...
Did you bring it?
I did, but it was not because we were time-lapsing until the voice off screen said we should be.
Where is it?
It's in this bag.
We could always take a brief break.
We're going to take a microphone break.
We'll see how this works.
Okay, so we're
Can always
talking
cut
about your
things.
socks in a box.
Socks and box, yeah, they're, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still am enjoying knitting the socks. It's just like I'm not enjoying the pressure of having to knit the socks in such a timely manner. Actually, this brings me to something that I was going to ask you earlier. Okay, so I bought yarn for the rest of the socks that I'm going to make this year. A lot of them, most of them came in these fun little, whatever these are called.
I don't even know. I call it like a donut because I have no idea what it's actually
it looks like a donut because it's not really, it's a cake, but it's not a cake.
Not a ball.
It's a donut.
It's a donut.
Which at first I was having like traumatic flashbacks to the donuts.
Soft and Sleek DK.
Yeah, from Hobby Lobby, and those were like yarn vomit in a wrapper.
Yeah, you should put them in the car by the time I get home, Dave.
No,
Yeah,
you have to cake this up immediately, or else you're never going to be able to actually use it because it's just tied itself up into an unmanageable knot. Anyways, this has not been that. It has actually been behaving itself, which is great. But one yarn that I got actually came in a hank, so I have to wind it. And I actually accidentally bought 2 instead of 1, but I like enough that I'm not going to return it.
Kat is now the cameraman.
Thanks, Mary.
Kat is behind the camera.
Keeping an eye.
Thanks,
But I was thinking, I don't know if this is like a normal thing that people do, or if it's a really bad thing to do, but if I were to cake up this hank of yarn, and then I have 2 pairs of size 1 needles, which is probably what I would use for that, because it's like a normal fingering weight yarn, and this is definitely thicker, so I'm using the size 2. But would it be crazy if I made the 2 pairs of socks at once with both the needles, not 2 socks on 1 needle, but on separate needles, and took the yarn from the inside of the cake and the outside? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is that going to be a huge mess? Will that be confusing? Will I get tangled up, or is that
I think you can
possibly
do that.
ingenious?
I think but is the yarn drastically different in color on the inside? Because you make it very different.
I do not know. Granted, I am also not the type of person who's like terribly concerned with, are they absolutely perfectly matching?
So wait, if you have 2
which is fun. And also,
those are going to be hardcore different.
It is not what I thought it was going to be either.
I like hawthorn.
I'm not terribly concerned if they're not like twin sisters. And therefore,
This is more of like a sport weight yarn.
Yeah.
Actually, sport
Those
weight.
are not. I don't know. But that was my thought. I mean,
So if you have 2 of them, why don't you just make 2 cakes?
I could make 2 cakes. I was just thinking, like,
You could.
because I usually only go through 1 cake of yarn, not even for 1 pair of socks.
Well, my argument would be to cake them up, see if the cakes look the same, and then decide if you want 2 very similar socks, and then 2 other very similar socks, or 4 drastically different socks.
Yeah. That's true.
Because you could, if you pulled in, they look vaguely the same in the 2 cakes. You could have 1 pair that's, I don't know what this is gonna. This made like micro stripe, or this made.
I really don't
What this is
know,
gonna do.
because I think this is why these guys turned out slightly different. Although I really don't know why, but I don't know. Like the stripes on this one are wider than they are on this one. This one I pulled from the outside. This one I pulled from the inside.
Not at the same time?
Cake, not at the same time.
Taylor, what is this?
I don't know what happened. I don't care, really. It does not bother me, and they are for me, so that's what matters. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be like quirky, matched, mismatched.
Only one way?
Or like weirdly, like they look like they should be the same, but they're really not. I don't know.
Depends on how much that
I really
variation
don't know.
plays into it.
I
Because
know.
you may end up with like 1 totally pink sock and 1 like
Yeah.
blue.
So I was thinking of like caking it up and just seeing how the yarn slays out in the cake itself.
Yeah.
And go from
Yeah,
there.
I mean, you could always start the ribbing on one and see what it
Yeah.
does.
I don't know. That was just a thought, because I've never done that before, and I was like,
I don't like pulling from the outside of cakes. Or inside. Ever.
it depends. It depends. I like how everything's kind of contained on the inside, but
Then they collapse on themselves.
they do collapse on themselves. They get very squishy. Sometimes I have to rewind.
But if you take from, so you don't have to rewind it.
Yeah.
If
If you take from the
So
outside,
you start a pair of socks, and then you take from the outside, then you still have some left. You just pop that on the shelf.
Yeah.
So that answers that.
That was my thought, because really I have nobody else to ask that question to, because my husband will not be able to give me the answer.
My dog, she's chewing her toenails.
It's gross, stop.
She's chewing them so much.
I know you got it, but
She's gonna do it. on the podcast, Penelope. So I don't know if it's worthwhile showing you everything that I'm working on, because I'm probably going to film a normal podcast, but... So I ripped out the sleeve on the sweater. After... Yeah, it was weird. It looked like there was like a pickle in the armpit.
I feel your pain.
It was bad. She's also ripped out.
I recently ripped out the arm of a nearly finished
adult man-sized sweater.
An adult man-sized sweater I ripped out almost a whole entire arm, and it was a colorwork sweater.
Sweaters.
So that's been fun. I like the pattern, but now I'm just like really tired and mostly just frustrated and myself.
What was wrong? You had the wrong stitch count?
I somehow, somewhere I missed a stitch count because
by like a lot.
Somehow a lot, yeah. And like I made Gregory try on the sweater, and like maybe if you didn't know any better, you may not be able to tell. But like me, I could tell one arm was definitely more fitted than the other, and like I had to go back and I had to like literally count stitches in the other arm and like.
Oh, so you had one finished sleeve? And you were
I
on the
had a
second
whole
finished sleeve?
Yes.
Oh, I think you were on the first
No,
sleeve.
if it was the first sleeve, I probably wouldn't have. I think what happened was because like I had repeated some of the things enough times that I somehow, my eyes must have skipped on the sleeve instructions and like had gone to a different part the second time. I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
But no, there was a decrease that I completely missed on the first one, and
Okay.
somehow everything ended up fine, and it's actually the right width that I would have wanted it.
But it didn't mess up the color.
But it didn't mess up the color work because at some point I did the other decrease, but like farther down. So yeah, I kind of felt like that meme. I think it's from that show Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I've never actually seen. I don't know.
Yeah,
But there's like the guy with strings on the board, and he's
Yeah.
like, ah! And that's basically what it was upstairs.
You know about that, JoJo?
His name is Charlie.
Charlie.
His name is
Okay.
Charlie.
I've never seen this show. I don't know. I just know the meme very well. So yeah, I was sitting there with colorwork charts and instructions and like drawing graphs.
That's how I feel every time I make a sweater.
Counting, and I'm like, where did this go? It went wrong enough that I took out the whole sleeve. It was fun. And then started working inside out like I did the first one because I got too cocky.
And the theme of my weekend of relaxing sitting was that I've just ripped out everything that I've done. Because it's all wrong. I do have a crochet sweater design that's going just swimmingly, and I'm not even going to touch it this weekend because I need to take notes.
You don't need to.
I have a front panel. I'm not sure. I worked my patootie off on the shoulder shaping, and I don't know if it's going to work. But this is the yarn collab with Treasure Goddess yarn. In the color Ghost Ship, which you probably can't see anyway because the lighting is terrible, but it's a lovely dusty, bluey, purpley gray. So I got the front panel done, and I'm working on the back panel, but I need to take rigorous notes and count to make sure I'm actually designing a sweater. So I'm not going to touch that this weekend.
I'm really loving that.
And
That's
then there's the
beautiful.
other thing I ripped out into the times. This pair of socks. Oh, I finished the leg warmers in the car. They're pretty cute. I like some cement there. There's an apple in this bag. And then I got this skein of salted caramel at the local yarn store day from Lane and Lotus. I wanted to make some fall socks, but I have completed the ribbing and started and ripped back, I think, 2 or 3 pairs of socks at this point. I can't decide, and I don't want to do right now. Right now we're like 3 rows into mini waffles or whatever it was you suggested, but it's too much counting and paying attentioning. Because you have to knit through fronts and backs, and then alternate the fronts and the backs.
That's why I'm on I don't even know what pair of group socks. I don't want to say I've given up, but I'm tired.
I like a texture. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep going with this in the car ride and see if I like them. What she had on Skype. Hi, it was the bottom of the foot. It just looks like a vanilla sack. Yeah, kind of cool, textured-y, ribbed,
Fun,
twisty, fakey cable thing.
Yeah, more or less a ribbed sock, but it's got a little bit of a twist to it to add aesthetic and design and texture.
Whichever one Sasha needs. Yeah. So I might do those instead because I need a mindless project when working on the sweater design and not a focus on my socks and make my brain crack.
Mm-hmm. Hence the, like, third or fourth pair of socks.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking about doing the simple skip, whatever, socks. Skip Skype.
I don't know.
Skip.
It's like SKYP or something.
Yeah, I was gonna do that with that crazy pink variegated yarn.
I can't remember. Well, we skip Skype until socks.
Skip Skype.
And then when you get to the end of whatever you're doing. Are you guys enjoying me suffering through magic loop here? Because I'm really just terrible at it. I'm really just the worst. That dog is cheap. Yeah, we have cowls to try them when you're prepared and ready to do so.
Only finish tomorrow. Famous last words.
Going so much faster in your magic loop.
Well, I do this probably a lot more than you do.
Yeah, you magic loop by choice. I magic loop out of necessity and hate every minute of it.
I still swear it's easier to magic loop when your nails are smaller. And
I think it is. I probably should have a
I think
bigger
they're just more
cord,
manageable.
honestly, but
Yeah, the cord length is. I definitely feel like that helps. If it's too short, you're just kind of. You got no room. No room.
No, we're gonna leave it all in and just call it BCC Live.
Was that to the tune of like Zelda music?
I think it might have been. I think it might have been.
Alright.
Music.
I just finished my little row here.
Okay, little row here.
The color progression has been interesting on these.
That's interesting.
It really bothers me that this is like a very stark line, but everything else fades really well.
That picks is
But
sometimes
this-
not my favorite. Is that chroma?
Yes. Yes, it
Little
is.
thing.
This is, the top is still chroma, but it's from a different skein because I just got like a grayish tonal for like cuffs and heels and toes for all of the other socks.
Your knitting is so tiny. It has such tiny.
I'm a really, I don't know, I hold things really tight. I don't mean to, and I don't even notice it anymore, but.
Alright, so we have towels.
It's just so
This
pretty.
is the talked about in the last podcast. I'm assuming it's the last podcast by the time you see this. I don't know, but yeah, the woolly one is gonna live with her because it is woolly.
Because I don't think it's that woolly. But
I'm just a little wee baby.
I don't have a sensitive skin.
I get hives from when I get my own haircut. My own hair that God gave me. So yeah, I enjoy this. So that's the Donegal Merino Soft Tweed something, which is the same as the leg warmers. The leg warmers are the scraps from those. And it has tweed bits, but I feel like, because I assumed that when it was sold as Merino Soft Tweed, that the Merino was the main content and the Donegal were the nets. Is that it? Tweed bits? But it definitely feels toothier and woollier than I would expect Merino to be, so. It's a little scratchy. I could definitely get away with it as like socks or something on my neck. Not happening. So
Yeah, it's not the texture that I would have imagined if I had ordered it online and saw merino was in it. Definitely would have thought it would have been like a little bit softer.
yeah,
But
this is the worsted weight version. This is just lion braid. It's acrylic. This is the worsted weight. That's the fingering sportish weight, held double weight, sort of whatever one. Oof, my hips, crispy. Yeah, that's what we're doing in Maine with our knitting. And utter lack of crochet content on my crochet podcast. That's okay. Designing is work. Yes, it's lockdown like it is in lockdown itself.
didn't need a timeout.
I'm just sick of it because now our Connecticut governor extended the he extended his dictatorial powers until February. I don't want to make that lockdown blanket until February.
That's a long
That's a real long
I
time.
end up like a king size lockdown blanket.
messed up part of it, and I'm just mad at it, and I'm sick of acrylic worse before you get home. And
do you even have that much more?
Not until February. Was banking on this being like a month-long thing. Oh, no. Yeah. Connecticut's only like in phase 2. I'm not going into all of this on this podcast, but we will be in lockdown for a while, so yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might just finish it off and call it the phase 1 and 2 of lockdown. I don't know.
Really lockdown.
Well, because the first like stretch of emergency crisis powers or whatever Connecticut declared was through September 9th, September 8th, September 7th, something like that. And now it's mid-September. So I don't know, maybe I'll just go through phase 1 of lockdown, put an edge on it, and just call it a day. And maybe when I pass it down to my great-great-grandchildren, my acrylic worsted weight blanket, that is definitely going to stand the test of time.
Sometimes they do, you never know.
They won't donate it to Goodwill. It's going to be a treasure. Yeah, maybe then we'll tell the story of how their grandmother was a quitter. I don't know. Just wanted my daughter to have it, like, for her bed, not to, like, cover our home.
Yeah, something in that big, just like a yarn bomb for like your garage.
For the governor's house.
There you go.
I don't know. So, we shall see. It needs to be finished one way or another. I'm not going to let it stay in whipland, but it might just stop being a lockdown blanket and just be a large, happy rainbow blanket.
What are you gonna do? Black for the border?
I think so. Black or gray. I don't want to do white. It's gonna be gross.
No. I feel like that would
probably black.
be
I
really
have a lot of black
too.
That's my content. You got more content?
Not really.
This was not planned.
There's my sweater that's upstairs, and I'm not going up there right now. Not with all the
We put some children to bed.
sleeping children.
They need some sleeping. There's
There's
been a lot of yelling.
a lot of overstimulated little brains.
Yeah. They're pretty good together now. They do.
Good.
But one of them gets loud and then the other two, like, everyone has to be louder than everyone
They
else.
feed off of each other
It is fun.
because they are small.
They are small. But they're nice.
They're all gross together.
So that is podcast episode, whatever this is. There might be a vlog, there might be a normal podcast. I don't know what we're doing with all this footage, but here we are. Thanks for coming to Maine. Hope you enjoyed this dimly lit ramble. Be blessed. Happy making.